Hello, I'm Ari, and today I have another unboxing for the month of March. It is the Artsnacks box for March. So let's just get to it and open up and see what's inside and do some swatching. So if you're not familiar, Artsnacks is a monthly art subscription box. It has usually 4 to 5 items inside. Usually it doesn't include paper, and for the most part it usually offers like 1 or 2 of each supply. Last month was the Faber-Castell Albrechter watercolor markers, and those were a lot of fun. I actually purchased some more of those. So let's open this up and see what's inside. So last month they did provide 2 of the watercolor markers to try together, and that was really great, and I really appreciate that. Because some months you will only get 1 color, like the Pro Marker box I think was December box, and we only got 1 Pro Marker, and they're meant to work together. And so that's the only thing I kind of find frustrating about Artsnacks, is sometimes you want at least 2 of a product to try it out and see how it blends and see how they work together. The Pro markers are blender markers, so it would have been nice to have 2 and a blender pen rather than the other random supplies. So that's my only downfall to Artsnacks. Otherwise, I really like some of the supplies that are included. You find a lot of newer items on the market in the Artsnacks box compared to some of the other boxes. And so that does keep me coming back to the Artsnacks box, even if I don't subscribe. I am subscribed right now. I have been for about 3 months. Artsnacks has 1, 6, or 12 month subscriptions. I do not believe they have a 3-month subscription. So I've just been doing the month to month until I decide if it's something I want to continue with. I do, however, like they just had a blind date with a box, and I got 3 of those while they were on sale, because 3 of them, they were about $10 each, and I was able to get 3 past boxes with their blind date watercolor boxes and 1 doodle box. And I'll do unboxings of those in the near future. So they do have supplies in their store and in previous boxes that I really love. I found some of my most favorite paints and brushes in the Artsnacks box. So they're kind of winning me over for the most part. We did have 2 boxes that I really did not like. And as I said, if you watch my Scrawler box, that's common, that over a course of a year you're going to have boxes you don't like. I'm still trying to find out if overall they have most boxes I like. Artsnacks did really have a acrylic heavy end to last year, and I like when a box switches it up every month. So I'm not doing acrylic month after month, because acrylics aren't my favorite thing and markers aren't my favorite thing. That said, I love those supplies to use on an infrequent basis. So I still have to decide if art subscriptions are for me, or if I'd really be happier just buying my own supplies. Right now, I still like the fun of receiving something surprising in the mail and being able to create something with it. So let's get started. This is the March Artsnacks unboxing. So we have our menu that comes in every month's box, but we won't look at that. We'll set it aside because it's more fun to open this up not knowing what's inside. I try really hard not to look online, but sometimes it gets the better of me to want to know what's inside. So we got our sweet treat, which is Smarties this month. I love Smarties when I was a kid, and even now, every now and again, they're wonderful. So every month you get a sweet treat. Every month you get the menu. So I was digging for that. The Artsnacks sticker for the month of March. That's kind of, so this is, see the glitter? That's a holdover from the Scrawler box. I actually threw that out because I am not a glitter person and it's still wreaking havoc. I didn't even open it. So, our sweet treat, our sticker, and our menu come in every Artsnacks box. They have a plus box, and this is their original basic Artsnacks box. But they do have a plus that comes with a full-size surface, and you usually get 1 or 2 extra items in each month's box. So far for me, the price it's $39, I think. But for me, you have to pay shipping on that, and it's just not worth that extra money for what you get, at least in my opinion. I really like just the basic Artsnacks boxes. That's my opinion. Other people may love getting that extra surface. For me, not so great. So, the first thing out of the box is the Brunzil colored pencils. So we have blues and greens, if you can see that. Looks to be an Artsnacks exclusive 4-pack. So I've been seeing these in several of the last few boxes. So I don't know if they're new to the market and that's why we're seeing them. I'd never heard of this brand before. And this brand doesn't, it just has a colored ends and a colored number on it. So that's a little bit frustrating. I like a color. So we have 741, 774. So the 741 is a blue, 774 is maybe a light turquoise, 771 a green, and 779 a dark green. Really beautiful colors. So 4 color pencils. We have the Graph brush liner, pigment ink, made in Japan, water-based pigment ink, light fast and waterproof once it dries. Graphitemarker.com. And that is black, which I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to be white. But it is a brush. So we will swatch that out. Yes, I guess it says black right here. I missed that. I was, again, expecting white just because of the white barrel. That was my mistake. We have a tube of Rembrandt watercolor. Naphthol Red Blush is the color. It's a nice size tube. Series 2 Rembrandt 355. Rembrandt 355. Pigment PR 170. Series 2 Light Fastness 3. 10 milliliters or 0.3 fluid ounces. And the last thing in our box is a new brush. I always love getting brushes in these boxes because I get to try them out. And oh, and this is a brand I've been wanting to try, is the Royal Langnickel. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It's a Menta size 4 brush. And this is one thing I like on my watercolor brushes, is this angled tip. That's really great for cutting in lines in your watercolors or scraping your masking fluid. Yay, I'm happy. That's very pleasing to me because As I said, I've been wanting to try this brand and to get one in this box. That's what I said about Artsnacks. It's really nice to be able to try new supplies. I mean, about any art box. This month's Scrawler box was supplies that I've seen in other boxes several times. So that's one thing I'm not liking about the Scrawler box. But the Artsnacks this month and other months keep offering new items, new to the market, or just things I haven't had experience with. I have not tried any of these supplies. So that is moving up on my criteria for a box, is introducing me to new supplies. So this is the March Artsnacks. Oh, and another note is we will be getting two boxes for March. So if you haven't signed up, you have today, if this gets out on February 28th, to still sign up for that March box and get 2 boxes. They don't come, like this one came in the mail today, it's Saturday, and the next box will come within a week or 2. And that's from the Tombow company, and it's Artsnacks birthday month, so we get an extra treat during their birthday month. So I'm excited to see that what new Tombow thing is coming to the market. So in March's box, we get that new Tombow product. So Artsnacks brings a lot of supplies for us to try before they hit the marketplace. So that's always fun, or just as they're hitting the marketplace, some of both. So Artsnacks March box, we have the Rembrandt watercolor, $12.95 retail value, new and improved. This paint is adored by professionals all over the world. It's made in Holland. Rembrandt watercolors are adored by professionals all over the world. The paint is formulated using highest concentration of pigment, pure gum arabic, which produces a pure, intense color. 46 new and improved hues have been recently added to the Rembrandt watercolor line. Which one did you get? We get the Royal and Langnickel Menta Series 88 brush, a $4.19 retail value, staff favorite. Beautiful watercolor deserves a beautiful brush. Soft synthetic squirrel. This is made specifically for watercolor painting. It holds a generous amount of color and it is extremely resilient. The acrylic handle can soak in water without cracking or swelling. Brush liner, $3.79 retail, new to Artsnacks. Make a statement with the Graphite brush liner, from super fine lines to bold strokes. So the Graphite, and I know I'm probably butchering this name, Brunzil Expression Color Pencils, set of 4, Artsnacks exclusive, limited edition. We specifically designed a pack of the Brunzil Expression Color Pencils just for Artsnackers. Poured from Holland, these cedar encased pencils are packed with quality pigments. Barely any pressure is needed to achieve bright color thanks to this pencil's strong, thick 3.3mm core. The vivid hues will pop off the page. This 4-pack set retails for $7.78. They have the Mix online community and the Artsnacks challenge. So I'm really excited about this box. This is right up my alley, watercolor and pencils. However, it'll be interesting to see what I can come up with the colors I received. So I have the greens and the blues, but I have a red paint. So I may get some grays. So I think let's swatch these, see what happens. These jars came with lemon curd at the store. They're just plain, I mean, it's like a jelly jar. And I always have fresh water at my art station. It's just one of those steps I do. So at the end of a session, then I clean this and put fresh water, put the cap on, and put it back in my art room so that I'm ready to go. I don't have to go get water, search things down. And since we only have one color this month, so this is what I was talking about with Artsnacks, is we're paying $24 for a box And this paint is $12.95 retail. I'm not sure how much we can get it for on Amazon. More glitter. So we have a watercolor we're trying, which is great. I mean, don't get me wrong. Watercolor, I'm always happy to try, but personally, I would like to be able to try blending two colors. When I was saying that one of my complaints about this box is only getting one color, this is a prime example, because I definitely can get a feel for the paint, but I can't get a feel for how these colors blend together because I only have one. So I can't test this with a blue and see what purples I can achieve with this color. That's my one complaint, and why sometimes I hesitate about subscribing to this box is last month we did get 2 watercolor markers and I was able to blend them. I had yellow and gray, which were not really good blending colors. I was able to get a green out of them, but I was happy to see 2 colors. This month we're back to one of them, of the main supply. My other complaint about this box, maybe I can talk and swatch at the same time. So that's putting it on dry paper and mostly full strength. So it's easier if you start on dry paper and then add water, clean your brush in between to see what your gradient is. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer. The Naphthol Red Blush. It'll be interesting to see what colors other people receive this month. So I think I will not make art in this video. I guess this month I think that's what I will do, is I will make separate videos for the art. So if you want to hit the notification button and come back for those, that would be great. And if you're not subscribed, I would love if you would, but that's up to you. I really love watercolor, and I have some ideas now that I like doing monochromatic artwork, which is just using one color. So that will probably be what I do this month. So this is a 741. Again, I really like my pencils having the colors right on the barrel, even though, because the colors don't always match. I mean, I know if it's in your pencil cup, you know, you're getting close if you grab it, but this is a little bit darker. This is pretty close. That's like a olive green. It's kind of a forest green. I have a Derwent blender. Let's try the light green and the light teal. So I'm not sure, because like I said, I haven't seen any of the videos yet, what if everybody got the same 4 colors of color pencils. I do believe we're going to be getting different Rembrandt colors. I mean, they really do seem pretty vibrant. As I said, I'm not very familiar with these color pencils, and it is true that barely any pressure is needed to put the color down. Again, I'm using a Derwent blender, didn't come in the box this month, but I just wanted to see how these blended together. And hopefully that will help you as well. I don't know what color I hope to make out of dark blue and a green. So, you know, the 2 lighter colors probably did the best with blending. I seem to like them. I'm not upset by them at all. The sketch box for March was color pencils. So with this one combined the watercolor, let's see if this is dried. So that's what I'm guessing, is that I'm going to end up with kind of a grayish color when layering. Because the blue and the red will be okay. So I forgot the brush liner. So we also have that. Oh, I like the tip on there. That's very flexible. Can you see that? It bends. So we also have that at our disposal this month. Green on the red is going to turn kind of a grayish brown because red and green are complementary. So that may make the art a little bit more difficult this month, but that is part of the challenge. So if we go into one of the wet areas, the ink kind of spreads. So you may or may not want that effect. When you first put it down, it is not waterproof, but it says waterproof. So I believe if we give it some time to dry, then we don't. Oh, that one wasn't quite dry, but this little one was, and it didn't smear. Maybe a little graining there. But I think if I would have done that at the beginning, I think it would have stayed, because the little one really did stay. It was just when I smeared into the second swoop that I got a little gray color there. And just to be thorough, let's see what, these are not necessarily water soluble colors, but you know, we want to know what the supplies are going to do, what they can do, what they can't do, so we know going into our artwork. So I recommend this to anybody, whether you're doing a video or not, is check out your supplies. Have just one little journal that I mean, look at that. I mean, that green really became vibrant and almost picked up all of it, just like a watercolor pencil. So some of these other colors didn't do as well, but this green really did. Why this is helpful, they may not be watercolor pencils. However, what you want to know is if you put down a wet area and you decide to go over it with this pencil, what is it going to do? Same with, that's why I tested the brush liner. We're still getting a little, you know, but it's only been like a minute. So I think if you walked away for 10-20 minutes and came back, I think you'd have less. I'm gonna put some new lines here. So when I do the artwork, hopefully I will remember this and come back and show you whether or not these lines run after sitting for a day or so. We can get some nice fine lines. Yeah, I really like brush pens, so I'm really happy that I get to try a new one. To me, I don't know how new they are, but the graphite brush liner, I've never tried before. So for me, this is a new supply that is very appealing. As I said, I've been seeing more of this brand, the Brunzeal pencils. I think we had a couple in an up crate, and I'm not sure what other box at the moment. I'm not sure, but I know I've seen them in the last couple unboxings, and so it's nice to get to know these supplies and kind of create a whole set. I do wish I would have gotten a yellow to try, and again, I really wish I would have had a yellow and a red, or a red and a blue, so I could do some mixing and see how this watercolor works with blending. It really does seem to water down, but I could have had just a little too much water. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I completely like this color. And I guess that's what I mean, is it just this particular color that has these results, or is it the paint brand itself? That's what I don't like about not getting more than one, is I can't tell, you know. So if you get a paint that's a granulating paint, could just be the pigment. However, if you don't have another paint to test of theirs, you may think it's the paint brand and not just the pigment itself doing what it does. So as I said, green and red kind of make a brownish color. There you go. I'm really excited to play a little bit more with these supplies. I will be doing separate art videos this month to try that out, because I want to take a little bit more time doing my art and not feel rushed in this video. And this at least gives you an idea of what supplies are, would give you time to gather similar supplies if you want to do art along with me in the coffee hour. So let's just try that. I guess this month we'll just do these shorter unboxing videos and swatching all in one, so you can see what the supplies are going to do if you don't want to do the swatching. But I do highly recommend that you swatch to figure out what your new supplies are going to do and how best you can then integrate them into a work of art if you're going for the Art Snacks challenge. So overall, I really love everything in this box. My only complaint is that we only received one color of the main item. Just for me personally, that's really difficult because I need two to experiment. That said, if I can, now all I would have to do, if I like this paint enough, is buy a yellow or a blue or a yellow and a blue, and I can experiment all I want to. So it at least gives me an into the primary palette, getting a red. So that's nice. I guess I'm glad I got a red rather than a green or a purple or an orange, like a secondary color. I'm glad I received a red. As I said, it'll be interesting to see what other people receive, if it's just the primary colors or if they receive one of the 43 colors. Downfall, only one of the main item, which doesn't allow for blending or really experiencing the paint brand. It's not so much the paint because each pigment will react differently. Some granulate, some don't, some are light fast, some aren't. So it's about being able to try the brand of paints and having at least two of the similar color. 3 is even better in the primaries, but having 2 that mix well is really important to me. And that's one area Art Snacks to me fails on, is sometimes, like last month's box was gray and yellow. Yes, I could achieve some greens with those, but overall the colors didn't mix as well as had I received a yellow and a red. But so overall, that's my common theme complaint going back and forward with this box so far, is that we don't get more than one color in most boxes. And for me, that's important, but also being able to try the supplies is important. So it kind of balances this box out for me, where I love trying new supplies, having supplies that I don't see in every other box. However, I have to weigh that against this month getting only one red. And then does it mix well with the 4 color pencil pack that I had? Sometimes with Art Snacks, you end up with the dud box. I'm not saying this is a dud box because I actually really love this box. But sometimes you end up with the dud colors. To me, as a paying customer, that's frustrating because I want to see, I want to get my money's worth when I see someone else getting what I think are better colors. I feel a little cheated that I got a weird color combination, because they're, to the other customer, that may be a weird color combination or their least favorite color. So you can't even compare that way. But I guess that's one thing I like about some of the other art subscription boxes, is everybody kind of gets the same experience. With this box, you get some of the same experience, but the colors vary box to box. For me, it's really hard as a customer to see someone else get a color combination that blends well together, and I got a color combination that doesn't blend well together. What makes me love this box is the fact that I do get to try new supplies, and it doesn't seem to be the same supplies that is in some of the other boxes that get repeated. So if you subscribe to Art Snacks, you seem to get newer supplies or different supplies, and that is a benefit. Where the Scrawler box, Sketch box kind of repeat some of the same pens. Up Crate, you get a lot of pens. So some of those boxes, I'm seeing Pitt pens. I got a Pitt pen in all those boxes in the last couple months, and if not many of them. That does put Art Snacks a little bit ahead because I'm not always getting the same supplies. But over a course of a year, I still can't speak to that. I do buy a lot of their sale boxes and previous boxes. If you like some of the boxes you're seeing on my channel, think about going to their store and just picking it up as a pass box, or when they go on sale. They have several sales. Basically, since November, they've had some kind of sale, a 10% off sale, the blind date with a box. So January, they had a build your own box. So for the $25, you could choose the items you wanted in your box, and I bought a couple of those, which I haven't unboxed yet, and then February's blind date with a box I haven't unboxed yet. So I actually do really love Artsnacks supplies and what they do include in their boxes. However, that, again, you'll see that with some of the other boxes I unbox, that you get one ink or one watercolor, and I understand that the watercolor is expensive, and so when you look at the full curated box, they couldn't probably put 2 Rembrandts and still make money on this box. You know, I would have rather had 2 pencils here and 2 Rembrandt paints and no graphite pen, and I mean, but I am happy we got a watercolor brush. I should say I really love this March box. I'm really happy with the supplies that came in it, and I'm excited to make some art with it. That's the real test of these boxes, is it something that's going to get you creative? It doesn't matter how much it costs. It doesn't matter whether you get one art supply or many. It's, will that box get you creative? Will you, as soon as that box comes, make some art again later in the month? Will it keep you creating and exploring for the month? That's the best box to get. It doesn't matter which one it is. I do comparisons on this channel of the boxes and costs and such just for your benefit. So you're choosing a box that, one, you will like most of the supplies throughout the year. You won't like all of them in any box, but which box is going to serve you best as an artist that supplies you with supplies that you're interested in and interested in trying, and what's going to keep you creative. That's the biggest question. Which box will keep you the most creative? And which ones, when you see the videos, which ones get you excited? Now, honestly, one box, 1 month might excite you from Artsnacks, and then the next month not. December and January's box were not good boxes for me. They redeemed themselves in February and in March. So far, 2 for 2. And again, that makes me hesitate to subscribe just because half my money went to supplies I'll never use again, and half my money went to supplies I will use again. Like, as a buyer, you have to decide, are you okay with that? If you spend $24 on a box, are you okay over 4 months throwing $48 away on supplies that you won't use again? For now, the answer for me has been yes. I'm not sure if I will continue to subscribe to this box or if I will just be watching them and picking up these boxes as previous boxes and just buying the ones that I really like or that interest me, because then I'm saving money. Even if I have to pay the higher price of $26 in their store for, let's say I didn't get this box and I wanted it, I'd probably pay $26 in their shop. Saving the $24 from the month before of a supply I didn't like, I guess I'd rather spend that extra couple dollars in store. Well, I shouldn't say that, because it is $26 plus shipping. So you're now looking at a $30 to $31 box if you don't get the subscription. So you're being charged $2 more for the box, plus you're having to pay the $4 to $6 shipping depending on what's in the box. Again, it doesn't have to be a numbers game, but that's just something to keep in mind. Is yes, you can buy them in store, but you are going to, unless they're having free shipping or a special on the box, you're going to be paying around $30 for the box. And as I said, some of these boxes just barely are worth the price of the box. So usually you're getting your money's worth, but you want to be getting your money's worth and not having a box that oversells their box. I'm not saying Artsnacks does that. I'm just saying, just be careful of that. If you keep feeling like you're not getting your money's worth each month on any subscription box, do the math. Go find the supplies online, see what you could buy it for from Dick Blick, Hobby Lobby, Amazon, and see if you feel okay with what you're spending on that box. And then, if it's a 50-50 split like it has been for me, is it better to unsubscribe and just buy the boxes you want throughout the year rather than getting boxes that you won't use as supplies again? So those are just some things to think about. And I haven't fully decided yet. I kind of go back and forth on all of these boxes because they all have good points and bad points. I don't know if people just jump in and buy them and not worry about it, but for me, I really do want to get my money's worth, and I want to have a fun experience. Probably a fun experience most of all, and I just don't know yet if art subscriptions are the way for me to do that. So I'm still figuring it out. Even though twice now I think I've figured it out, I've also stepped back and said, I don't know. You know, I think my tips in some of the comparison videos are a really good place to start if you're looking at getting an art subscription box, but it's not the end all. It's not, there's different factors to take into account, and then also if you just want to pick up boxes from the shops instead of subscribing. But for most boxes, you're going to pay more by not subscribing. And sometimes that's a better deal, actually, by not subscribing and just getting the boxes you actually are interested in. But you'll have to do the math and find out what your interests are and what you want to do moving forward. But for me, so far, the last 2 months have been really great with this box, and I'm excited to do the artwork for you with this month's supplies. So I hope you enjoyed today's content. I'm Ari. This is Shamelessly Creative. I wish you a creative day. Bye.